Hello everyone and welcome to Millennium Movies. I am your host, Jesse James. No nonsense, let's get right into this video, which is my death predictions for All Out War Season 8 of The Walking Dead. Now, this isn't my death predictions for Season 8 in its entirety, no, just All Out War, which I believe will only be a couple of episodes. Maybe it'll be half a season, who knows, we'll have to see. Keep in mind that there will be some comic book spoilers in here, so if you don't want to know about that, you might want to click off, come watch this video after and see if I was right. But if you don't care, or if you've already read the comic books, stick around. Let's get right into it. So, you're probably asking yourself, why am I showing you a picture from Season 5 of The Walking Dead with Abraham, rest in peace, Francine, Bruce, and Tobin? That's because I believe that Tobin, much like Heath in the comic books, when the Saviors show up to Alexandria and start chucking grenades over the gate, I think that Tobin's going to get his leg blown off, similar to Heath. I don't think he's going to die, but I think he's going to get his leg blown off. And this is a C plus, B minus character, so it's not like, we don't want to take someone like Aaron out of the mix. We don't want to take out Father Gabriel. We don't want to take out, a Carl or a Rick. No, you want to give this to a C plus, B minus character like Tobin. I think he'd be a perfect example. I mean, he's not like a total bum, but he's not an important character either. I mean, if you think about it, he's been around for over 2 seasons already. That's crazy. So I could definitely see this happening to Tobin's character, and you can see, of course, Bruce and Francine, not very important characters. I think they're both going to die. Even if they didn't, it wouldn't really matter much. But you got to have some cannon fodder to die, right? You just got to have to, whether it's walkers or the saviors. Who knows? I think they're both toast. Next up is Scott, who's Heath's best friend. Heath's not around anymore, so I don't think Scott needs to be around anymore either. He's not that important. He does fight with a group whenever they do have, whenever they're all going out together. He's definitely always there in the background. You always see him. But, again, not a very important character. I could see him easily being killed off at any point during the war. Next up is Eric, who is the boyfriend to Aaron, and that's really his defining trait. I mean, this character hasn't had very much development at all, other than we know that he likes to collect license plates and that he's Aaron's boyfriend. That's about all we know about the character. And I believe that his character is going to die exactly the way he does in the comic books. So as you can see here in the comic books, once the Alexandrians and the Hilltop and the Kingdom all make it to the sanctuary to fight, Eric is shot in the head right in front of Aaron. And I think that that's going to happen exactly the way it did in the comics on the show. And I think he may even die in episode 100, the season 8 premiere. I really think so. And if you look at the Comic-Con trailer we got, there's quite a bit of Aaron looking like he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's got blood on his hands. He's kind of looking, sad, scared, angry all at the same time. We see another point in the trailer where he's got a gun and he's leading the charge, and he's saying, we got to stick to the plan, and he's guns a-blazing. So I think that this is, if anything, this is going to flesh out Aaron's character more and give him another layer of depth. So I think that it's going to make Aaron's character more important, but I think that Eric is definitely going to bite the bullet this season. Next up is, sadly, our favorite tiger, Shiva. Now, in the comic books, once they do get to the sanctuary, much like Eric, she meets her demise, and she is killed by a horde of walkers once they start, because the horde is attracted to all the noise, and they bring the horde to the sanctuary to bring it down and trap Negan and the Saviors, but it ends up coming at the expense of Shiva's life, and she's killed and eaten by a horde of walkers, and, Ezekiel has to escape, and he can't take her with him. So that's a very sad moment in the comics, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen in the show. I mean, it's probably a lot of money to have a CGI tiger in the Walking Dead television series, so, I don't think that Shiva's going to make it out of the first episode, but hopefully she does. Maybe they'll change some things up, but I highly doubt it. Next up is a big one here. Bear with me. Morgan. Yes. Now, I don't think we're going to get a lot of huge character deaths in this war, because think of last season. It's crazy. Abraham, Glenn, Spencer, Sasha. I mean, geez, those are all A and B characters, and we lost them all in the span of 1 season. I mean, that's crazy, and I don't think that they're gonna go all out. I mean, if you think about the names All Out War. But I don't think they're going to go all out on the deaths, at least on our side. because, I mean, come on, give us a break. You already took away Glenn, who was there from the start, and I think they're going to take another character who's been there from the start in Morgan. Now, he's one of the 5 original characters remaining. We got Rick, Carl, Carol, Daryl, and Morgan, and I think that his time is unfortunately up. And Lenny James is a very good actor. He's a hardworking actor too. He's got so many other roles and so many other movies that he's just got a busy schedule. And I think that this might be his last season. And in one of the spots in the trailers, he says that he doesn't die. That's usually a sign that the character is about to die. So I think that this is going to be Morgan's last hurrah. But hopefully he goes out, guns a blazing, or in his case, sticks a blazing. So we'll see. Hopefully that's not true, but I think that Morgan's time is coming to an end. But before he does, I want him to so badly kill this guy right here. This horrible, horrible man who's not even a man. He's not. He doesn't deserve to be called a man. He's a boy. He's a mean prick. I hope that Shiva, actually, if it's not Morgan, I want it to be Shiva. I hope one of them gets their hands or paws on him and just completely annihilates him. Or if not, I want walkers to tear him apart slowly. All I know is that I want him to suffer. I want him to suffer. And I think that most viewers and most of you guys probably want the same for him. He's the same prick who got Ben killed, and I don't appreciate that. So I really want to see his character meet his end here. And more from the savior side is I think that Arat's definitely going to go as well. Again, not much of an important character, but I mean, she has killed a member of our group. I mean, granted, not a very important member back in the season 7 mid season finale, but still, she has killed one of our own. And I think that, eye for an eye. I think she's definitely going to go out at some point during the war. Next up, we have Trevor Ogg's character, and we have, I forget the man who's right behind him on his left, who he's the one who's in charge of meeting up with the Kingdom survivors. And I don't think that he's a bad guy. I don't really think that he's a bad guy. I don't think he's a villain. I think he's just a man who's doing what he needs to survive. And a lot of the saviors and a lot of the people in the Savior's Sanctuary are like that. They're just trying to get by, and this is unfortunately the only way they can. I mean, he said the only reason he took that job for the kingdom was so that way he doesn't have to deal with conflict. He doesn't like it. All he wants to do is do his job and make a living. But unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of history. So I could see him, unfortunately meeting an end, probably with the hands of Morgan or Ezekiel. I think that'd be pretty poetic. But Trevor Ogg's character, I think, is definitely going to go. He has to. He's Negan's second in command. I mean, if you're not going to kill Negan this season, which they'd be crazy to, they have to at least kill his second in command. That'll be something that deals a huge blow to Negan and his camp. So I think that they're both going to die this at some point during the war. Next up is one that I'm certainly hoping does not happen, which is Father Gabriel, because we see at a point in the Comic-Con trailer that he's alone with Negan in the sanctuary. And much like in the comic books where they lead that horde to the sanctuary, which ends up getting Shiva killed, I think that much like Holly, when she crashes into the Savior's sanctuary and she gets captured, I think that something like that might happen to Father Gabriel, where he might try and be the hero. He might try and be the one to sacrifice himself for the good of everybody. And I think it could end up getting him killed. I mean, you think about all the people who've been alone with Negan one-on-one. How many of them have gotten out alive? How many? I mean, you can count 2. I think that's about it. That's Carl and Daryl. Everyone else has met their demise at the hands of Negan. Really? I guess you could count Eugene too, but Spencer, gone. That creepy, rapey Dave, gone. So, once you're alone with Negan, I think that pretty much means your end, or at least you're gonna become Negan like Eugene did. So, yeah, I hope that it doesn't happen, because I've really come to like Father Gabriel, and I've enjoyed his character's transition. But I don't think that it's very hard to see him surviving for much longer. And of course, there's always red shirts like from the Kingdom, from the Sanctuary, and from the Hilltop who are probably gonna go. This guy follows me on Twitter, so I'm sorry if you're watching this, bro. I think you're a nice person, but I don't think your character's gonna survive the war. Um, yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have for the All Out War death predictions. I guess we'll have to see when the war ends, and when the war ends, if you guys would like me to talk about season 8 in general, maybe the second half. Death predictions. If you've enjoyed these, I mean, who the hell knows? I'm probably going to be right on some of them because there's a lot of these characters just aren't that important. But like, more important characters like Eric, Morgan, Father Gabriel, Trevor Ogg's character. We'll see. If I'm right on those, I'll be pretty happy. Especially if I nail the Tobin getting Heath's grenade leg death from the comic books. I'll be pretty content if I just get that one right, to be honest with you. But anyways, guys, if you want more Walking Dead content, I will be reviewing the new season's episodes when they come out, as well as putting in prediction videos for the following week's episode. So if you like Walking Dead type of content, go ahead and maybe consider subscribing. I'll be definitely talking about it once we get the season rolling back in October. So this has been Millennial Movies, and I will see you guys next time.